Y'all, this is extremely, extremely important. This is about the Progressive Economic Pledge. All right, now, the good people over at TYT, whether you love them or you hate them, they have drafted some OG shit right here. Some OG shit. These are 5 basic progressive priorities that, honestly, man, if you can't sign on to, it shows that you're not really for the cause. It shows that on these basic issues, these 5 basic progressive priorities that have been around for decades, if you can't sign on to these things, then we can't trust you. Then we can't trust you. Because it shows that under all of the political pressure that you're bound to face from the establishment, from the corporate establishment, from the political establishment, whatever the case may be, under all that pressure, you are going to break if you can't sign on to these basic tenets of what it truly means to be a progressive. Just on economics. All right? So again, let's dive into it. First thing first, higher wages. All right? It says, I pledge to fight for a $15 minimum wage and collective bargaining and to work on behalf of the American worker instead of corporate donors. Basic stuff. Just a $15 minimum wage, lobby for the labor unions, lobby for the American worker. All right, second thing, Medicare for all. I pledge to fight for a single-payer Medicare for all healthcare system that transforms healthcare in this country into a right, not a privilege. Basic stuff. The vast majority of developed countries across the world don't just have just a public option system, but a single-payer Medicare for all healthcare system. These are far more efficient systems that have better health outcomes and lower administrative costs. These are simply better systems. Everybody has care. They don't have to worry about if the insurance company is going to pay for them. They don't have to worry about dying because they don't have access to health care. They simply go to the doctor and get the urgent care that they need. It's a much more efficient system. And if you can't sign on to that, and it shows that on this essential issue, we can't trust you. All right? Next thing, Green New Deal. I pledge to fight for a 10-year plan to mobilize every aspect of American society to achieve non-zero greenhouse gas emissions and create millions of new high-wage jobs, building the infrastructure and industries of the new economy. Basic stuff. Fight climate change. Treat it like the emergency that it is. There was a new warning put out about a few days ago saying that if we don't start to act by 2050, extinction will start to go into place. Extinction of the human race will start to go into place in 2050 if we don't start to act. All right? This is an emergency of epic proportions. In 30 years, we can start to go extinct. We have to start treating it like that. All right? And use this crisis to maybe bolster our economy. Transform it from this fossil fuel dependent economy to a green economy. Create millions of new jobs. All right? So that's the goal of that third flank. All right? Fourth one. College for all. I pledge to fight for free college for all. I would probably revise that and say tuition-free public colleges and universities. We don't want people to get the wrong idea. You're not going to be able to go to Harvard free of charge so that everyone can get to live the American dream, not just the wealthy elite. Extremely important. All right, we want to make sure that public education extends beyond college. It would equal the playing field. All right, allow those, regardless of income, socioeconomic background, to truly live out their dreams. All right, and fifth, end corruption. I pledge to fight for a constitutional amendment to ban the private financing of elections and use all available paths to that amendment so we can once again have free and fair elections. This is probably the most important one. This is the issue that links all issues. You want to know why 80% of people say, yep, you know what, I like a Green New Deal. You want to know why 90% of people say, yeah, we should have background checks. And you know, I want to know why 70% of people say, yeah, maybe we should have Medicare for all, and none of those things get done? It's because there is millions upon millions of dollars poured into our election cycle every single year. Every single year by a variety of industries, all pouring into our politicians' pockets and against our own interests. Every single year, millions of dollars. Princeton University came out with a study a few years ago. I say it all the time. Princeton University came out with a study saying that this is an oligarchy, unequivocally, and not a democracy. The interests of the average American largely do not matter. Their opinions do not matter in this political climate. Okay, this is an oligarchy. And it is time to transform that system back into the promise of our creation, where we have a true democracy, where our voices are actually heard. That is probably the most important issue of all these. All right, that's the issue that links all issues. And if we don't get the money out of the political system, we will never see any of the changes that came before this. All right, and again, these are basic things, man. Like, And they have the support of most of the people. That's what's so crazy about it. We have vast majority of Americans saying they want a higher minimum wage. We have 70% of Americans saying they want Medicare for all. 80% of people saying they want a Green New Deal. 60% of people saying they want college for all. And then, of course, we have 90% of people saying they want to get money out of politics. But all of a sudden, this is some amazing pie-in-the-sky idea that's called socialism, that they say is going to make us Venezuela and Cuba and Soviet Union. Shut the hell up. These are basic priorities. And if you can't sign on to this, you do not have my vote. You do not have my vote. At least if you're going up against a true progressive, like Bernie, who, by the way, signed on to this. These are basic things, man. So what I want you to do is share this with as many people as you can. As many people as you can. Your friends, your family. Tweet it. Facebook it. Snapchat it. Instagram. Whatever the hell you got to do. All right? And most importantly to me, dial up your congressman. Dial up your congresswoman. Dial up your senator. Go to him and say, listen, do you support this? Email him, text him, whatever the hell you got to do. Call him and say, do you support this? Will you fight for me? Will you fight to ensure that healthcare is a right, not a privilege? Will you fight to end this emergency crisis of climate change? Will you fight so that my kids can grow up and get a tuition-free education at a public college? Will you fight to get money out of politics? Or are you on the wrong are you on the wrong side, and you are taking all this corporate money, and you are standing on the wrong side of these issues and not listening to the voices of the people? You have to make that ultimatum. You have to truly see where they stand. All right? That is extremely important. I want you to share this with your congressmen and women, and of course share it with as many people as you can who maybe not are in elected office, but simply want to sign on to this pledge. I already signed on. Bernie signed on. My man Kyle over at Secular Talk signed on. All the people at TYT signed on. And again, man, love them or hate them at TYT, this is extremely important, man. It's just about the issues, all right? So let's make this happen. I want to see thousands of signatures. I want to see millions of signatures. I want this to be a household name. The Progressive Economic Pledge. Are you down or are you not? Simple stuff, man. Let's make it happen.